We are about to crack heads and twist caps. And keep in mind, as always, YouTube, we're gonna keep it clean. No inappropriate language, no profanity, no dirty pictures, none of that. We're gonna keep it clean, man. So, or they should show us some love. We're gonna roll that intro while we give people time to get in.
Young L on the beat.
All right, if you're new to the channel, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We cracking heads. And we twisting caps. All right, like I said, we're keeping it crispy clean. No profanity, no inappropriate language. So whoever doing the check, we hope they doing a good check, man. All right, so we're rolling this commercial for my brother Lifewave. He just opened up his new store online. So we're gonna roll that clip for him. Drive by if you come into the building, hit that like button.
Rahul Bat, Anuka Hayaman War, greetings. I am Lifewave, the Godfather of Medicine, here with the herbal website now open. You click the link in my biography and click on products. Click products so it can show you all the products, not just what's on the front of the page. Get all the remedies that you need. Yes, these are full healing herbal remedies with the best of power. It's even scrolls on there. Spread this message. Do your very best with your health. And yes, directions do come with your products, okay? You will receive these products. Yes, I shook. Be healthy, stay strong. Wadu.
All right, we back and we keeping it clean. Like I said, gotta keep saying it because seems like they just flagging their videos. No profanity, no hate speech, none of that. All right, let me share that screen. We back on I think this installment 4. We about to get into it. Let me open up that file for you. They deleted my whole hard drive, so on my thing, I don't know how that happened. So hey, we starting from scratch. All new stuff. I guess that's what they mean. We gotta come with all new stuff now. So we dropping this hits back to back. Nothing but heat. All right. We left off with the Chata. Now we're gonna get down into this is about to be a good one. I think we're about around here. We're gonna go into the Powhatans. The Powhatans. The Powhatans is the people that Pocahontas was from, right? And keep in mind, these are all the pretty cute little women. They got because the Pocahontas tribe had the cute look. They look at it all had the cute look. We're gonna be showing you the last names and everything in connection with this tribe. Keep in mind, Montaoka's real name was, Pocahontas' real name was Montaoka, right? And she was the princess of the Powhatans, right? The Powhatans. I'm gonna show you what some of them look like, the features. They wrote a nose ring just like that, or they wrote a nose ring in the certain side of the ear. I mean, certain side of the nose. Now, keep in mind, this is the daughters. They coming down from the daughters of Inanna, this tribe, and they a mirror tribe to Inanna's other tribe in Africa called the Ashanti. The Ashanti, right? The Ashanti tribe. This is a mirror tribe. The Powhatans is a mirror tribe to the Ashanti tribe in Africa, right? They say John Smith, but it was John Rolfe in 1619 that they was really trying to take this chief back to Graceland, England, so they can assassinate him. It was all part of the plot to steal the people's land, right? But it was John Rolfe. We're gonna get into that. That took Pocahontas back. This is one of the patterns and flags for the Powhatans. All right, so the people in the Virginia area, North Carolina, Washington D.C., Maryland. Some of these people got chased off their land all the way to California. So some of them migrated from here across the land all the way to California. Some of them migrated down to Florida. Some of them migrated down west. But they all some of them migrated west, right? And so you got the Powhatans. They can be all the way on the west coast. Like LeBron is part of that tribe. We're gonna show you some features, right? All right. So the king, which was Pocahontas' dad, which they turned white, he really was a Nubian brother, and he looked just like LeBron James. He was tall, about 6'8", just like him. Kind of tall, right? All right. So he looked just like LeBron James. We're gonna show you some more features. Constitution of the Iroquois Nation. Because the Iroquois Nation was based off of the main chief, the Parliament chief was this chief. I ain't gonna try to pronounce his name. Wahan Sin, sound like a Egyptian name. It's like Wahan, son of however you say his last part, right? So it's right here like an Egyptian name. Look like Wahan, son of Akal. Akal. So like that's right here like an Egyptian name. Check that out. All right. So and this tribe also it's like they get connected with the Zulu. Gotta have some Zulu in them. How they the big statue. So it's deep. It get deep once you start studying genetics. But like I say, the Parliament chief of the Iroquois Confederation was Pocahontas' dad, who was the chief over 5 tribes. 5 different tribes were under him, right? And he was the chief over the other 5 chiefs. We had totem poles. You know about the totem poles. Rod already broke that down. They try to make it look spooky and scary when you walk on some land and see this. But this was our we didn't have flags, we had totem poles. And this was when you came in, this was to let you know what who was on the land, right? Who land you was coming to, what tribe you was going to. And this also you see the different totems on top of each other. This was kind of like agreement made between different tribes of different chiefs, and then they got the high chief on the top. Then all the other chiefs that represent for this land, right? Like I said, Pocahontas' dad. They got him in a museum. They know he was a Nubian brother. All right. There's another dude. His name is Mustafa Sharkey. This brother right here from North Carolina. Right, he from North Carolina. Bushmaster. Right? Look at that. That's what they look like. The Powhatans. Keep in mind the story about John Rolfe. This was 1585, 1622. Keep it because it was not John Smith. The story they give you a story about Monteoka. It wasn't John Rolfe. I mean John Smith. It was John Rolfe who married her and had a kid and put a baby in her. And keep in mind, John Rolfe was they turned John Rolfe white, but John Rolfe was one of the most Etruscan Moors, one of them dark skinned Etruscan Moors. They came over here. They was the first people that land before Christopher Columbus came. Before Christopher Columbus, they been coming over here, and the whole time they were trying to trick us out of our land. All right, so John Rolfe really was a Nubian dude that got saw Pocahontas, said she was the prettiest lady she ever seen because they really weren't seeing nothing like this over here with the Hindu mix. So Hindus are some pretty got some pretty women, and then they mixed in with us creating these real cute women. But to show you what that's all about. But keep in mind about the black conquistadors. We got this book who came over. Well, the people that Rod talking about that look like us, but they ain't us type of thing. The plots are still the land, Graceland, England. Right? Keep in mind the Pocahontas storyline. This what Pocahontas really looked like, but they turned her white. That's what she really looked like, right? And they turned John Rolfe white. Everybody turned everybody white. We put a tape out about that. It don't matter who it is. He got to be white in order for them to, and the kid for the kids, anybody, you got to be white. And it's not hate speech and none of that racism or none of that. They turned Pocahontas into a white girl. Everybody, no matter where you go in Egypt, everybody got to be white. Anywhere where people rule, they got to be white. And this ain't white supremacy. You telling me that ain't white supremacy? These people came over here with the cross. These conquistadors, the Spanish Inquisition, like some of their boats, and they gave us a sign right here that Pocahontas. Then they really threw her overboard, but she could swim. Pocahontas could swim, right? And Pocahontas swam to an island and survived, like cast away. So they giving us a sign here when they put that fingerprint, like they put that on what's that was Cast Away with same dude that played Forrest Gump. I can't think of his name right now. Uh, but they telling you that they threw Pocahontas overboard, but they forgot that she was native and we could swim real good. Natives could swim. Or they should then they try to change it up and start making her darker. Start getting Pocahontas darker again. But they still want to put the white boys in the background. You know what I'm saying? It's all a game. And it's like I say, this ain't racial hate. This is the truth. Look what they said. Pocahontas Black History Museum. They know what time it is. Richard A. Stewart. He know what time it is. Pocahontas was from these Powhatans, pretty. They with a nose ring, right? And Angela Simmons is connected. Her mother's side is connected to this tribe, and then her dad's side is connected to the Seminoles. But to get into that, so she got them two tribes. If she watching, all right, we're gonna come up with. I think she come up in this slide like in the Seminole part. All right, so look at this dude right here with the star on his chest. He look like LeBron James. He look like LeBron James' son. These are what the Powhatan Indians look like. Pocahontas people. Right, the dude right here like I said, the dude right here look like LeBron James' son. They go Bronny. right? Bronny James. These his people. These people are from the Powhatan tribe from Virginia, and I bet you if you trace it, the James, Jamestown, Virginia, put it all together, and y'all, hey, I know that y'all listening, and you know I came to free the mind, and I know you clowns can hear me, but you can't touch me by law, and by comma debt because I don't got a contract with y'all. I don't got no contract. And you need to be figuring out who Young L bumped for knocked and bumped for his feds. And I got the feds. I bumped somebody for their feds in Texas. So you need to be figuring out that who was going on here in the background. All right. So look at this right here. The dude with the star and LeBron James and his son. We blew him up. LeBron James is coming from the Powhatan tribe. King James. They know who we are. And I wouldn't be surprised if King James is if LeBron James is a reincarnation of the chief that was Pocahontas' dad. He looked identical just like him. How he looked back during the time when Pocahontas, because the DNA, the mitochondrial DNA, and the genetics, right, passed down, and we come back looking like we always looked. Look at this dude right here. Look at LeBron James now. He goes some because they range. Now, if you look at these, you can see that they got Italian in them because you got to keep in mind different people. The Spaniards came over and mixed in with us. Keep in mind, we're gonna get into that. The Spaniards came over and mixed in with us. Then you like Andrew Jackson people. So you got some people that'll look and you get the French. They call Creole down in New Orleans. We're gonna get into them too, right? Who mixed in with the mulattoes mixed back in with the Chata, right? Look how I don't know if you can see this, but these are Powhatan Indians. They dark. These are the ones that got aging in them. You can look at they got aging in them. All right, here goes some what some more of them look like. I'm gonna show you a whole bunch of pictures with facial features. Then we're gonna get to the last name part of these people, right? Look at the facial features. Look at the hair texture. Look how long her plaits is. Look at the facial feature. You know some people that look like your mama now. They look like your cousin them, your grandma them, your auntie them, right? They look like your wife's mother now, right? Your wife's mother them. I'm telling you. Here go another one, right? So and a lot of you people that's calling yourself white, like I say, white's not a white is not a race. It's a status nationality. It's not a nationality. It's a status. So a lot of y'all are Indians. A lot of white people are really Indians. Like some of the even some of the five people that saying they $5 Indians, they really just our children, descendants of us. Some of them, not all of them. You can tell which ones are and which ones ain't because I'm gonna tell you how you tell the difference. The ones you see that look like her with the long nose, that's our children's. They ain't really white, really. I see them all the time. They really us. They really our family. How you can tell if you turn the music on. They can dance. I'm telling you. Here goes some more mixing of the Powhatans because there's some beans that came down from Canada. We're gonna get into them too. A particular tribe, but look how they look though. Powhatan Indians. Keep in mind, Holly Berry is from that tribe. Like I say, some of them migrated all the way up as far as California from Virginia area. Will Smith is from that tribe, the Powhatans. So Will Smith and his wife, Jada Pickett, is from the same tribe, the Powhatans. They go Jada. Shout out Jada. Right? Jada is from the Pocahontas tribe. All right, some of these actors I don't know their name, but I knew they like our facial recognition. I'm able to trace them back to this tribe. So you might know these people name because I don't really watch movie like I watch movies and stuff, but I don't keep it with the actors and what their names are. I just now I know, like the ones that stick out a lot, like Denzel, ones you hear their name a lot. We know them, but like these sisters, these are sisters from this tribe. All right, we know Aaliyah, right? The beautiful Aaliyah. Ooh, Aaliyah, right? Look how beautiful Aaliyah is. These are angelical beings here, right? This lady played with Bill Cosby's wife in the Cosby Show, so you already know. We're gonna show you all these people are from the Powhatan tribe. All right, there's Laura London. Laura London. Okay, this is Gabriel Union. Gabriel Union. Check this out. I don't know this lady's name, but I know she played in Love and Basketball. Right? Look, keep in mind the facial features and the teeth, even the shovel teeth, because Native Americans had got shovel teeth. Right? Shout out Dr. Dr. Osura Am Bay. He pointed it out that the natives had shovel teeth. All right, I forgot her name, but she played in what's that movie called with Ray Allen? It's He Got Game with Lala. Her name was Lala, right? She got the shovel teeth, right? She's from that the same tribe, right? Matter of fact, she looked close to Pocahontas too, right? I forget her name, but she played in that series that my wife like. They call her Olivia in that series called Scandal, when she's in an affair with the president. So that's pretty good series. Scandal. Um, I know her name. I know her name. It's right on tip because she's one of the newer ones, but she from that same tribe. Y'all might know her name. I don't know her name. But all these people are beautiful. These are our beautiful sisters. You know what I'm saying? Look how beautiful our sisters is. You know what I'm saying? You got to lose all the brain cells in your head to forget sisters as fine as this. You got to be, you know what I'm saying? Sisters as beautiful as these sisters. I don't know her name. She might be in athletics. I don't know her name though. Y'all might know her. All my people that keep close watch on the entertainment business. All right, so now we're gonna get into the last names on this list. Now take a close look at this list. We're gonna leave it up there for a second. My stringers, my stars. Like I say, these are the last names that we can collect. Now, you might be from this tribe and your last name might not be on this list. But that's why we advising you. That's why we doing these tapes so that you can go do your own research on it and find out what tribe. What how you connect back to this tribe. Now we got the Jameses, the Halls, the Kings, the Martins. If you got the name Mick Call, anytime you see the name Mick, like McDonald, McDoodle, that's connected with the Moors as well, right? Keep that in mind. The last name Mick, because it's coming from the Irish, you know, from that particular group of Moors. We're gonna be getting into that more depth too, right? But just take a close look at this list. Now, like I say, it's a couple. Somebody was messing with my door. It's a couple names, like I say, that I might have missed off this list, but like I say, we got the most names that we can find to put them together for you. So we're gonna leave that list up there for you can check it out. Your name might be on your last name might connect to this list. All right, we're gonna leave it up there. Let me see. We got okay. We still got about 30 some minutes. Got a little bit more to go over too, though. Right, probably like at least a whole. We're gonna go over at least one more tribe. Try to do two tribes for sure. for sure, right? So if you need to pause it and look at this list, see if your last name ain't one in the following tapes, look at this list. And then especially and then also if your people was in Virginia, Maryland area, North Carolina area, all the way up into New York, Maine, then all the way back over to California and Oregon area, you still can connect to the Powhatans, right? Because they, like I said, they got exiled off their land when they set up the 13 colonies. And like I said, always, we keeping this clean, YouTube. We're gonna go ahead, like I say, if you need to pause it, go ahead. We're gonna go on to the next slide. I hear some more people from this same tribe, right? Look at this brother. Look at the features of this brother, right? Look at the hair texture. Here's another. She look familiar. She definitely look familiar, like somebody that I know. I seen her face a couple times. There's some more genetics around. Here's another features. You might that look like your auntie that slap two people around your gangster auntie. You know what I'm saying? Your kin people. They look like your cousin now. It might look like your mama now. You know what I'm saying? Right? The Smiths connect to this tribe. The Smiths and the Roths. But the Smiths, I told you the Smiths, because John Roth and the Smiths connected through the Spaniards or these conquistadors coming in, and they connected to uh through like being the Powhatans on one of the so like the Smiths, like Williams, like it's like I told you, Will Smith, right? He connected to this tribe. So here, lady, and this how the Smiths look. She looked like a Smith. I don't know if that's her name, but she looked like a Smith. But she is from that same tribe. Here's another lady. You can see she might have a little shinnecock, you know, like she might have both sides, the shinnecock and the Powhatans. I think we showed that picture already. Here's some more right here. Look how black they is. Look how black this lady right here. Look how black they is. These brothers dark. They look like my little brother right there. That's locked up. Like my little brother, red. They look like me and my little brother. This right here look like my aunt Tamika. Okay. Here's another picture of some. Now these are the ones, like I say, once they begin, like Ho Shin and Andrew Jackson began mixing in, and the Huns. You can tell they got the Hun, and look at the big forehead. The Huns mixed in with the tribe. All right, so now we getting down to the Black Seminoles. And like I said, we don't like the word black because they was reclassify us as black, Negro, and color. We're not black Seminoles. We just Seminoles, right? We got to make that word black because we got to make the uh distinction but we the first and we the last, like Rod said. All right, keep in mind about the Seminole Wars. We had to bump. Noble Jew Ali said they bumped from the left. They said it was on, then we was there. So we was fighting these people non-stop, tooth and nail, right? So it was a major war going on the East Coast to keep them from sacking our land. And a lot of brothers who were part of different Native American tribes came to the West and joined the military, and they began mixing with some of the other tribes. All the different they from different tribes, and so it was a mixture, a Seminole mix of all these different beings from different tribes who came to live in Florida to fight the Seminole Wars. A lot of them were Creeks, some of them were Apache, some of them were from the Powhatan tribe. Some of them were from the Cow tribe. Some of them was from the Dakota tribe. They're all mixes of people in the Seminole Wars. That's what the Seminole Warriors look like right here. They don't show you this on TV on the History Channel, right? But Young Gil putting in that work. Young Gil putting in that work. This what the Seminole military guys look like, man. Who else is putting it out like this? We giving it to you greasy and sleazy, baby. These are Seminole warriors. All right. There's a statue of a Seminole and how they wore the this right here kind of like the Dogong headdress. So another it's another type of headdress too. There's another tribe that wore this headdress. All right. Whew. That's all I'm gonna say. God dog. Hope my wife don't watch this. Shout out Angela Simmons. Probably like yeah, that's all we're gonna say on that. But Angela Simmons is a Seminole. She's a Seminole and she from the Powhatan tribe. On her mother's side is from the Powhatan tribe, and her dad's side is the Seminoles. They went to fight the wars, and we got exiled off out of Florida back up to the north. I'm gonna show that map. The Seminoles, right? And some of these Seminoles migrated to Bodega, what they call in Puerto Rico. And then they mixed in with the Spaniards and became known as the Taino Indians. Look at this picture right here. You can't tell me that ain't something serious. Now let me get on off of that before I get in trouble. Ooh, man, that's dangerous. Too real for TV. Yeah, young elder keep it real, bro. I'm too real for TV, man. Ooh, yo, got it. Got some on his hands there. All right, keep it clean. We keeping it clean. This brother right here is a Seminole Indian, right? And like I say, some of these Seminoles left and migrated to Texas and Oklahoma and other places. My homeboy, he from Texas. He looked just like this dude. This right here dude is Seminole. All right. And you know about Papa Duck. Check this out. This is my homeboy HB right here from Texas. Right. They put me on in the music game when we got to Texas, right? And my brother homeboy, right? This is the dude, the Seminole. Look at the resemblance. This is Papa Duck. Papa Duck is a Seminole. The dude Papa Duck, right? Hope we get a chance to watch this. Like somebody send this to Papa Duck, man. If you know Papa Duck, send this to Papa Duck. This clip right here, right? Papa Duck is a Seminole, man. All right, we hit it. We hit it. No, we hit the clock. All right, this another what the Seminoles look like. Right, they wore their hairstyle like this. Keep in mind about the long neck, the long necks. That's a certain tribe. You want to study the long necks. We put tapes out called uh different genetics on Earth. You check that out. Right, different genetics on Earth. All right. Here's a last name list for the Seminoles. We're gonna leave this list up there. Let's get that down. All right, we're gonna leave it now. Like I say, this is the names that I could find to come up with. You could be from the Seminoles and your name not on this list. It's probably thousands of names you can connect back to the Seminoles because there was a whole bunch of different tribes from all over. So you might can add all the names on the other lists that I showed you onto this list. And they can possibly be on this list as well. They're the ones that ain't on this list. And they can connect back to the Seminoles, right? And keep in mind, some of these tribes, some of these last names connect to some of the people that's saying they white too. They really children of the natives, right? And if you they trace their line back, they'll find out, hey, my grandma was a dark skinned Indian. Some of you people that thinking you white, because keep in mind, white is not a nationality. It's not a race. It is a status quote, status quote, status on quote. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, bro. We got the game in a headlock right now. So we look on. Hey, if you need to, you can pause this and look. You might see a name on this list. And keep in mind, some of these people, these Seminoles, like we said, migrated. We're finna show that to different areas. Dude, and some of them, like we say, migrated to what they call in Puerto Rico, became known as the Tainos, Indians. Deion Sanders is a Muskogee.
and Deion Sanders was part of the Muskogees Creeks who went down to have fight the wars in the Seminoles. So Deion Sanders can be classified as a Creek and a Seminole because some of the Seminoles were Creeks, some of the Seminoles were Apache, some of the Seminoles were different tribes, like we said. Right, we want to make that connection. We're gonna leave this list up there for a couple more minutes. So get a close look at this. Get your name on this list, right? Because people been asking about the last name tapes. Well, we dropping it right now, hot and fresh, hot and fresh out of Big Mama's kitchen. All right, here goes some more. What they look like, what the Seminoles look like, and like your little cousin right there. Your little cousin, they got straight A's at school, and she want to be a doctor, like your little cousin, like your little niece or your daughter, like polite daughter right there. Telling you, I'm telling you, man. So we all connected. You see? All right, here's a Seminole brother. Now look at this brother. I know some people that look just like this dude. This dude look just like my uncle, Uncle Daniel Washington. Look at this dude. I know some dudes that look just like this dude, man. I'm telling you. Right in my city. They look like your uncle on it. Or your granddaddy. Or your pops. Or your brother's daddy. Or your stepdaddy. Look like somebody. I'm telling you. All right, here goes some more Seminoles. What the Seminoles look like, right? Seminole Indians. We are natives to the land, bro. Telling you, bro. All right, here goes some more. What they look like. And like I said, we keeping this crispy clean. Shouldn't be no problems, man. On the check, man. The Seminole Cemetery. And they do the archaeological check on this joint, or digging some of them cats up, or the people up. But we don't want to do that. Our ancestors, let our ancestors rest in peace. But archaeologists, they did it anyway. And they pull them up and they look like these people here. So we ain't got time to play no more games with they making everybody white, Jane, no more. We got to get we know what's going on. Now here's some more Seminole, right? Now you can tell that they got the Asian features. Now look at this chick right here. It's like the Asian features. You can see the whole shin. You can see the whole shin, right? Telling you. Here's another one. Another small Seminoles. Like you could tell, he probably was a Creek, Muskogee, who came down to fight in the Seminole Wars, and he got labeled with the Seminoles, which is a mixed tribe. But you could tell he Creek Muskogee based on his features. He probably his head guy here probably was Chickasaw, who came down. He's like a Chickasaw feature. Look at the long nose though. This is our features. Look at the features. He probably was a Chickasaw who came down to fight with the Seminole Wars. All right, the Seminole Freedmen's. Right. How we can be freed, man, when we were never slaves? It's part of the game. All right, here's another. All these are mixed with Asian, and real technically, these right here look like the beings that they were training to look like us, training to be us at the schools. Right. So Florida, a lot of these people came down to live in Florida when they was getting exiled off their land, running from being attacked. Some of our own people helped these Andrew Jackson them to fight us on our land, or it could have been the people that Raw Hayes talking about that look like us, but they ain't us. Helped it, they dress like us to help them fight us, but they wasn't us. Same people who was selling off our land in the North Carolina from from colored from a Native American to colored people, right? So this right here, what the Seminole brother look like. Look at him. Look at the nose. Some of them had the same nose like Angela Simmons got, right? See that nose? Some of them got the wide, flat nose, because this right here coming down from the arm max. from the Almacs, right? We crack our heads and twisted caps. This is Seminole, brother. Look at the dress. Keep in mind about the dress. We gotta go. I'm gonna trace this back. It look like some Dogon dress though. These Seminoles be rocking. So it could have been the Hopi. The Hopi came over because it looked like Hopi dress. Could have been the Hopis coming over to fight with the Seminole Wars, and so some of the different cultures or different tribal wares or attires came together, and they mixed it up to make some kind of war suit or something, where they mixed the cultures together. It looked like Dogon stuff. Here's another picture of some Seminole. Look how black they is. Look how dark they is. This right here look just like my stepmama Ann. Ann, it looked just like Ann. I'm telling you, man, it's something weird about this picture though. Like she got a reptilian eye on that joint. All right, here we go. The Seminoles, the war. Keep in mind about the war with the Seminole War. Raw Hayes broke that down. Keep in mind about the barracks, the longhouse. But this really right here, these beings were captured. Like these beings were really coming over here to work the railroads. These are them Indians coming to work the railroads as prisoners, right? I don't know if you can see this, but they mixed in with us. Okay. Black Seminoles, right? Look at this right here. That's what they look like. Look at this lady. Look at this lady. Right? All right, let's get into it. All right, so the British colonies was here. The Seminoles was stationed here. Like in really the Seminole land included like this right here all the way to Louisiana. This area right here. Right? Let's keep on going. Here's some more pictures of the Seminoles of what they look like. Look how dark these people are. Somebody telling us some real crazy game. Look how dark these people are. All right, that's Amarian. Look, you can tell they native. I think they Chumish. Chumish. They could either because you can tell he got aging in him. Okay, hold up. All right, these are the Tainos. The Tainos are Seminoles, which were mixed. Then they migrated to the islands, Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, and that area. Right here goes some what's the Tainos like? What's her name? What's Offset's old lady name? It's Carly B. Carly B is from this tribe. They us. They us. They just lighter. They us because they end up getting Spaniard mixed in with them, but they really Seminoles. So Carly B is really a Seminole, right? And looking at Offset, he got some Watusi in him, just like what's the other brother name that just got Takeoff? He really was a Watusi. If you look at Takeoff, you can see him with the bug eyes, right? So they were so if you look at like I say, Cardi B, she from the Taino tribe, just like Fat Joe. Fat Joe is with one of us. These people are one of us. These are our family. They Seminoles who came Tainos when they went to the islands. See, they got the feathers. They got some pretty women over there too. Everywhere all of our tribes had pretty women. Really, this was one of my Taino brothers. Also, the brother that be doing the show, they always tell me about that brother, the Taino brother that be doing the show, just like Dame Calloway, Kamoro or whatever his name is. Yeah, shout out that brother. He one of our people from this tribe, the Tainos, right, mixed with the Spaniards. All right, this is what they look like. The Tainos, Seminoles. They really Seminoles, right? It's what the original people of Bodega look like. Who these Seminole people escaped from Andrew Jackson then when they attacked them and they went to the islands. This right here dude right here look like Michael Jackson. This right here the Seminoles. They look like the Jacksons. Right? Look at that. Magic Johnson. You mad about the Johnsons. Right? Don't need to like Mike them. Look at that. Carmelo Anthony is part of the Seminoles. Look at his features. He really he got Taino. He connected with the Tainos in the like the Seminoles. Carmelo Anthony. All right, this is what some of them look like right here. The Tainos. We cracking heads and we twisting caps. Never have it been made so clear. All right, here's some more Seminoles. Look what he look like. Looks like it's like my brother right here. When he get a little older, like my brother. Right, my little brother. All right, here's some more Seminoles. What they look like. And keep in mind, some of these people had Geechee in them coming down out of Georgia because some of the people that was brought over here, they were rebellious. They called them rebellious slaves. They became known as the Geechees. The some not I think like about 10% of the people, some of the black people were brought over here on slave ships, and they some of them, most a lot of them got tricked into coming over here. Right? Not even they weren't even slaves. They got tricked into coming over here for better work and stuff. And then when they got them halfway in the ocean, they turned the guns on them and enslaved them. So you got slavery did happen, and so it's a group that came over here called the Geechees, and they mixed in with the Yamasseys and Washita and Muskokees, right? And so you got some of these people that like in the Georgia in that area, they got Geechee up going all the way up into New York. You walk all the way down to Florida. A lot of people, some people got Geechee. Some of them people migrated back west. Right. So look at that. All right. So this is a Taino brother. That's what you may see some brother that look like this. So here I know a dude that look just like this dude. Got the same type of hair texture and everything. It's with the Taino, the Seminoles that migrated to. You can tell he got the Seminole look too, just like my homeboy HB. But these people migrated to the islands, the Boricua and all that area, and that's what they really Seminoles. I'm gonna tell you. Right here some more Seminoles, really Taino, Seminole Taino. It's right here the same tribe that Kevin Gates, I think his mother is from this people. Kevin Gates' mother, right? This is what they look like. So here's a Taino brother. See, so we know what our people look like, but it's more people like the people Raw Hayes showed you. They said they were what he said they were not the Dravidians. It was the other tribe. They said that was Inland tribe, and they say they can resemble this brother, but this brother is really Taino. Here's another one look like so they can look all the way like this, like light color, and so that makes that the Trinidadians are really Seminoles who left that area. I'm gonna show you that too. Like, so really Nicki Minaj and those people like Rihanna and all them, they really Seminoles. They really Tainos, Taino Indians who migrated to that back to that area over that way to Barbados and Trinidad and these areas. And some of the Haitians migrated to that area too, to Trinidad. So you got Haitians. This right here is the Taino brothers. Right, they would get their hair cut fresh just like we do. They really us too. This is our family. Taino brothers in New York and Queens, that area, Harlem, right? We family. So we figured it out somewhere along the line that we was family. Like shout out Fat Joe, right? Okay, so they can look all the way up into white looking. Our family. They can look this right here dude almost look white looking, but he really a Taino Indian, and she a Taino Indian. Right? Shout out Fat Joe family. He a Taino Indian. He's a Seminole. They Seminoles, descendants of the Seminole, mixed Indians. Right? You gotta flow, Joe. You gotta flow, Joe. You gotta really, really, really let him go, Joe. You gotta flow, Joe. You gotta flow, Joe. Yeah, Joe could come up. Joe know what time it is. Joe know he with us. Ain't no debating it. Ain't no argument. Ain't no questioning it. It just that's retarded to think that he ain't. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know. Joe is a black guy. Well, he with us, put it like that. But he those Taino Indian Seminole. Now, DJ Khaled now is more the Moroccan side. We're gonna get into them too, though. They from our other side of the family, the Meru side from these Taino. They the uh French Montana and DJ Khaled. Shout out DJ Khaled and French Montana. They from the Meru tribe for those Taino Indians. For Fat Joe and them, they the Meru tribe on the other side. We're gonna get into them too. But the Seminole Wars, you want to keep in mind about the Seminole Wars, man. This is very important. Raw Hayes broke this down. The Gullah Gullah Wars, Seminole Wars. Baba broke it down. The Yamasee Wars. We were fighting, man, nonstop. They confuse us. They make us forget that we was even fighting them. That we was even going to war with these people. They just tell us we just came over here as slaves. They write this part out of history that they was fighting us and trying to and taking our land and exterminating our people and genocide against our people. Okay, here you go right here. All right, so they started chasing us and off our land up here to down here to where Seminoles set up a base right here in central Florida to fight these people off coming off. And keep in mind the Spaniards was in control of this, but Andrew Jackson was coming down to take over, try to get us off this land. And they eventually pushed us off this middle part to this little piece. And then once we got to this piece, that's when people started escaping. Some people went back around this way. Some people left to go this way to the, like I say, to the Bahamas in that area, the Seminoles, to Puerto Rico. Some people left this way to go to Trinidad in these areas, right? The people that got chased out the land during the 1800s. Okay, I'm going to show you a map of that too, though. All right, the Seminole in Spain, Spanish Florida, because they said that the Spaniards were in control of that particular area. Now I'm trying to figure out how did the Spaniards get control of that area. We're gonna probably have to do another tape on that, do some more research. How did the Spaniards get control of that area to over Florida? The first Seminole Wars was actually fought while Florida was under Spanish control. All right, let's see here. Anybody read that one, but it just say Native American nation. All right, okay. Let's see, can I read this one? It says in the 1700s, Seminoles uh fled in Georgia. I can't see that. And Alabama. Oh, okay, I see what it's saying. It says in the 1700s, the Seminoles lived in Georgia and Alabama. At that time, they were known as Creek Indians. Listen to that. Europeans settled, moving onto Creek land. Some Seminoles moved to Florida to find new land. They wanted to hunt and live in peace. In the 1800s, the U.S. government wanted to war with the Creeks. Why they want to war with us? To take our land. So the government wanted more land. So they wanted to war. They came over here starting a war with us to take our land. More and more Creeks moved to Florida. At that, these I can't see what that says. At that time, it's what it looked like. At that time, Spain owned Florida. Okay, Spain wanted to move to Florida. Can't see what this say right here. Spain gave them land. Many Indians also received horses and cattle to raise. Nah, man, that's this right here don't sound right. This don't sound right. How they giving us land that we already own? It don't sound right. I'm going to give it Rod on that, man. That don't even sound like how did the Spaniards get control of that Florida land? That's what I'm talking about. All Indians in Florida became known as Seminoles. We already broke that down. A mixture tribe. The term Seminole is derived from the Spanish term. I can't see what this says. Am something, which means runaway or wild ones. That's probably what it means, wild ones. Now, the people when they started beating us, because our own people helped them beat us, and the people they calling runaway slaves, they really wasn't runaway slaves. They really was Seminoles who were retreating to a different hiding spots, like I say, to the Bodegua, to because they were hunting these people down, trying to kill them, right? The wild ones, the people who rebelled. The Indians who rebelled on them, they land being stolen, taken, and their children being slaughtered, and their land, their food, and their crops being took over. Man, these people treated us like dogs, man. I'm telling you, man. It makes me. It's just crazy, bro. And like I said, we keeping this clean, YouTube. How much time we got left? We at 55 seconds, man. I mean 55 minutes. I'm trying to go ahead and finish this right here. All right, so keep in mind the Seminole War. They had set up a base right here in the central part, and they kept surrounding us and closing us in, smaller and smaller, until what we got down here, we had to take off running. Like in 1823, the Seminole Indians were forced onto a reservation in Central Africa. So they I mean Central Florida, right? Central Florida. So they forced us onto a reservation right here to the people that was fighting so they can surround us and just pretty much exterminate us off. But we got wind of it and something we escaped. Says General Jackson pushed the Seminoles, right? Hold on, baby. Publicly, the U.S. government was outraged and embarrassed at Jackson action in Florida. However, privately they supported what he was doing, right? So, because Andrew Jackson was coming to invade Florida so he could take more of our land. The U.S. company, keep in mind, the U.S. company is a corporation. Yeah, I'm gonna get ready to get off because it's kind of late. So I'm gonna get off in a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this like 7, 8 minutes, and then we'll get off. Right. I got to finish these last couple slides. Right. Okay. So okay, action in Florida. However, probably they supported what he was doing. By the time he left, Jackson had pushed the Seminoles away from Georgia and shut down the escape route of the runaway slaves. Look, and so they make this excuse that they had slaves, right? They had slaves over here, right? These slave owners. They said and the slaves were running away to come down here and fight with the Seminoles. Those people that was running away wasn't no doggone slaves. They were natives coming down to help us fight the bump left, like Noble Drew Ali said, like Raw Hayes said. They were Native Americans coming to help us do the bump left, right? Seminole Wars, the fight, right? Fight for Florida. Seminole Wars, the fight for Florida, right? Just want to see what else we got in here. All right, this is what they look like. Look at this dark skinned brother. These were the Seminole people. And keep in mind, them our own people came to help Andrew Jackson them to take our land. It's crazy, man. Seminole Wars, U.S. soldiers. It's like some of the dudes they show you that was dark skinned. They were coming down to help them fight against us. Right? But they were people who looked like us, but they wasn't us. That's what they was. That's what the people that was fighting against us. They looked like us, but they weren't natives. That's why we used to tell. We told them when they came. We didn't. A lot of these Etruscans, when we used to meet them, we didn't want to help them because we said that they helped these other people fight against our people. So we didn't want to help them. Right? When they used to come through our land, they want passage through our land. Sometimes we would help them if they had gifts in exchange pass through our land. But a lot of times we weren't gonna help them because they was on the run. See these people, they was on the run. These Jacobites. See, they came over here to steal our land, but somebody was backdooring them, trying to take them out too, right? And while they was on the run from Barbados up into America, they was to come to us and try to get patches to hide from these people that was hunting them. They really was vampires. Tell you, man. During the War of 1812, England occupied part of Florida and built forts. So they built forts in our land. After the war, England left Florida major forts now occupied by black Seminoles. They're trying to say black Seminoles. So they telling you right there. But we wasn't black, see? They just labeled us as a Negro fort. Look at that. Was inspired for slaves to run away. Nah, it wasn't inspired for slaves to run away. That's a lie. It was people who were coming down to help us fight the war against these people who bump left. Right, the Seminoles were raiding and stealing on the Georgia border. So they said we was because what we was doing is we were fighting and attacking them. trying to keep them from coming down and stealing our land. Here go a map right here. We're gonna show you this map, and then we can end on these couple maps. All right, so they fought when Andrew Jackson chased they began chasing these people right here in this area, in this whole area right here where they had this 13 colonies. They chased the Seminoles, the ones that were fighting the wild ones, to right here to this area. And then these people retreated. And keep in mind about the Trail of Tears. This is part of the Trail of Tears where they moved people to Oklahoma off this side of the land. Keep in mind, United States is really still only 10 by 10 square miles, which is why they set all their clocks at 10 by 10. But these people end up leaving, coming right here to the Choctaw land, and they migrated up to this way. Some of them left and went this way. Some of them left and went this way to Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. Some of them left and went this way to uh, Chile and the Dominican Republic. I mean, Chile and um, was Nicki Minaj is from Trinidad. Some of them went to Trinidad, right? These Seminoles, some of them became known as the Tainos, some of them became known as another, and some of them mixed back in with other people over in that area. But this is the map. We want to show you what we got during the Seminole Wars, where we left off right here. This is exclusive. Here's another picture showing you the Injury Removal Act in 1830. Right, started in 1830, but they fought like during the Seminole Wars. We were still fighting them, and then during 1835, 1858, the Seminoles started leaving and going to other spots. All right, what we have endured, right? Here's another map I want to show you. All right, it's right here, a map of the Seminoles getting chased right here off the land, and they getting chased to this area. Like I said, they migrated this way too. Here's another map. Indian Removal Act, 1830. Get familiar with it. This is part of our history where we got robbed by Andrew Jackson and his gang. The Indian Removal Act. You want to get familiar with that? Study it. We might do a whole tape on it. I might get Rod to do a whole tape on it. The Indian Removal Act. Right, where these people got migrated to their other different parts. All right, here we go. Here's another map. We keep on showing you these maps. And don't forget about Andrew Jackson, Hurricane Andrew Jackson, who think that he won and he conquered us. He thought that we was gonna be forget who we were on the land. It says massacre of the whites by the Indians and blacks in Florida. You see that, right? This is what they talking about. This was part of the Seminole Wars and part of the Nat Turner storyline, right? The massacre of the whites by Indians and blacks in Florida. To say Indians and blacks, it wasn't Indians and blacks. The blacks and the Indians is the same people. It's the game, and it's the Nat Turner storyline, right? Here's another one where they moved the Trail of Tears Removal Act, where they moved everybody to Oklahoma, the worst part of the country, right? This is William New Strategy. William plans was to listen at this. It said William's plan was to starve the Seminoles out. Remember, we told you they surrounded our forts, surrounded our food supplies, and when we got on the Trail of Tears, they sent soldiers to chase us to burn our wagons and burn our supplies, so we would starve on the way there. We'll die. So the Trail of Tears really, it wasn't about us crying. It's about them when they sent us away from our home. They still followed us to try to destroy us. Just like when the story of Moses, when Pharaoh tried to follow it, when we got exiled, we tried to leave Egypt. Pharaoh followed Moses to try to destroy him afterwards. This did force the Seminoles to retreat to the Peace River area, right? So they starved us out and burned our supplies. We told you that. This right here was the first war where Jackson obeyed his orders to will. He marched his men into Florida in pursuit of the Seminoles, although he had no right to invade Spanish territory. So their whole game was to gain more, to expand the corporation, a business. This is all business. This ain't personal. This was business. This is what they saying. This was all business. This wasn't personal. It was all about making some money by getting a dollar. That's crazy, man. The mass extermination of a whole species, race, which they thought, they say they lying about that because we still here. But the mass extermination of a genocide on a species for the cost of a dollar. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Jackson invaded invasion of Florida, made it clear that Spaniard could no longer keep the territory. Spain negotiated a treaty with the U.S. in 1819, known as the Adam Onis Treaty. I think that's what it said, the Onis Treaty. This treaty gave Florida to the U.S. in exchange for the U.S. giving up $5 million in debt, right? So they sold the Spaniards couldn't beat the United States corporation in their own game, so they supposedly sold. Say, okay, all right, we smart. Since we ain't gonna beat them, we'll just act like we sold it to them. So they sold it to them for $5 million, the Florida territory, which is what theirs to sell. It wasn't theirs to sell. That's the game. All right, I ain't gonna try to read this. It says farther than fewer than 400 Seminoles remain in Florida. That's probably not true because they kept, the reason why they saying that is because a lot of them that didn't escape, they got paper genocide, meaning turned into black, Negro, and colored. They got turned into black, Negro, and colored. When our country purchased Louisiana, neither the French nor the U.S. were exactly sure what the boundaries were. At the time, Spaniard owned a narrow strip of land along the Gulf of Mexico called West Florida, as well as the area well now called Florida, East Florida. Spain claimed that the West Florida extended as far as West and New Orleans. As far as West as New Orleans, TJ and the U.S. believe that this TI, I don't know what that is right there, believe that the Louisiana purchase include a considerable amount of land east of the Mississippi. See, so what I need to do is I need to figure out how the French get. I know how the French got they jack they part. But I need to figure out how the Spaniards supposedly got connected with this land, unless they purchased it from the gold that they was stealing from Central America, the Etruscans. Right, the Seminole people were once part of the Creek tribe. Listen to that. When the Europeans settled around, some of the Creeks people decided to stay behind, while others moved to the northern and central Florida. These people became known as the Seminole, which means runaway or wanderer. Check that out. And we're gonna leave it off right there. They migrated to this area right here. This right here. We're gonna come back on the next tribe next. Right. So that should end the tape right there. That'll be part 4. We'll come back with part 5. We're gonna be introducing you to some more tribes and last names. But you want to roll it back, check it out, watch it 2 or 3 times, make the connections, man. Right? We about to get up out of here, man. Peace and love and hair grease and Islam and shalom aleichem to my Hebrew brothers. Right? Hotep to my Egyptian brothers. Right? A shug to my Sabian brothers and Nuwapian brothers. Waduk. Oh yeah, divine love throughout the boundless universe to all.